A world for the wealthy. So Sagittarius, I actually saw a beach or like an ocean, a vast ocean, and then we have the Three of Wands, which also shows a picture of an ocean. And then look, we've got the King of Pentacles. This is all about global power and global wealth. Global wealth, like billionaire status. So your reading today is about the way that you guys either think of billionaires, how they're affecting you, how they're affecting the world, and how you perceive them. Now, looking down here, the Nine of Pentacles, that is the opulence. That is having everything you could ever want. The billionaires obviously have everything they could ever want. And then Seven of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. They can buy whatever they want with the Ace of Pentacles. And then Seven of Wands. It doesn't look like things are going to change. It doesn't look like these billionaires, these people who are extremely wealthy, who have all these options that maybe you don't, it doesn't look like they are being, let's just say, moved. They're steady where they are. They're staying. They're here for the long haul. And you know, you could be perceiving this based on the recent election results. You could be perceiving this for whatever reason, and it might be true. It sadly might be true. Let's look at the bottom. Hangman reversed. It doesn't look good. Hangman reversed. Things are not looking good. The Hangman reversed, Ace of Cups. Okay, so they're not looking good. However, on a personal level, you guys are actually okay. Sagittarius, there's really nothing wrong with your life. You yourself have Nine of Cups energy, which is similar to the Nine of Pentacles energy. That's having everything that you could want in terms of emotions. Nine of Pentacles is having everything that you could want in terms of money. So you guys are okay. It's just the perception that things are going to shit on a global level, and that wealth is beating ethics, and that wealth is conquering the world. And it is. Let's look. We got Five of Cups. You're pissed about it. You're not happy. Wheel of Fortune reversed. It's not fortunate. And these are all true facts. So let's keep going. I don't even know where to take this. These are just facts at this point. Let's see what we get from the Oracle card. Tell me more. What's going on with Sagittarius? Oh no. Okay. All right. So now we have the Princess coming out first. The Princess is the young person. It is the millennial. Okay. That's the Princess. And then we've got the Staff and the Sun. Those people got to work extra. Those people have to work extra because the billionaires are in power, and because if you just were born, well, guess what? Your parents probably are not millionaires. They're probably not billionaires for that matter. And so you got to actually work for a living. You got to actually bust your ass. And that is what this is saying. It's like young people who are just coming into the situation are screwed. And they have to kind of like be the people to fix all the problems, do all the work. So the Staff is doing all the work, and then the Hammer is fixing all the problems. And then the Staff here is just stuff. It's like your car's broken. Well, let's get that new person, that millennial to do it. Let's get the young people who need jobs to survive, not the old people who are sitting on a bunch of old money, but the young people are the people who are basically have to do all of the grunt work, all of the physical labor. The Staff here is physical things. It's just not the Staff, the mask. It stands for objects. It's like, you guys are the people who have to move the objects around, who do the physical labor, and that's part of the perception here. You guys are noticing this. Basically, Sagittarius, you guys are noticing how much in the bottom of the barrel you guys are, or young people are, as millennials, in this landscape of the rich basically rule the world. Let's pull some advice and see how you guys can survive. Let's see what you guys can do. I'm just as clueless as you are, so let's see what we can all do about this. Any advice here for Sagittarius? Any advice for Sagittarius? Wow. So we got Justice coming out. That's for advice. Advice is justice will eventually be served when responses are hazy. It's like the 8 ball. Okay, so we have the Justice card coming out for advice. That's saying justice may be served at some point. However, it's definitely not coming quickly. We've got the Chariot reversed. It's like justice is mired in mud. It's like stalled out. Justice is stalled out. It's not moving, and it's gonna take a struggle to get justice, which we'll eventually get, but it's not looking like anytime soon at all. It's not looking like anytime soon. It's looking like it's going to take years. I don't know, but it's looking like a major struggle. 6 of Swords is hard times. 2 of Pentacles is having to juggle one thing after another, and maybe even one president after another, right? Maybe even one unjust thing after another, that we're trying to get a final justice overall, but we have to deal with one unjust situation after another. We have to fight. 5 of Wands. That's a fight. So we got to fight, we got to struggle, and we have to do that over and over again. And it does not look good. It does not look good. I don't know. There is no sugarcoating this. It does not look good. And as much as pandering as this justice card appears to me, it seems panderous because, yeah, justice is going to be served, but when? In this imaginary, like, I don't know, 1,000 years from now? Will my grandchildren see this day where justice is served, where we have a society that works for us instead of to control us and then convince us that we're not controlled? Let's pull oracle cards and see what else we got. Any other advice here for Sagittarius? Okay, the Wall came out with Saturn. These are two restrictive cards. These are two cards that say you gotta wait and you don't really have any options for a while. And then at a certain point in the future, you're looking at maybe something new happening. But with two cards of restriction and lack of progress and blocking, it's like I said, we're stalled out on justice. We're stalled out on justice for a while, and we have to hunker down. The advice is hunker down. So we've got the Wall with Saturn, is hunker down and be disciplined with yourself. And with the Nut here, it is invest, but it's invest cautiously. It's invest within your own walls. Like invest in your own house, invest in your own state, invest in your own town. It's like invest with the Nut within the bounds of your wall, not globally, because globally we're fucked. Globally, the rich people control the world. But when it comes to your own house, when it comes to your own state, when it comes to your own local government, maybe you can have an impact. But that's the advice here, is shrink down your focus and then act with greater discipline with regards to like how wide you're going to spread yourself. It's like discipline yourself, Saturn, and shrink your boundaries. And then invest in that with the Nut. And then look, Gemini with the Eye. Gemini with the Eye is interact with people, talk to people, show people your side of things, help them to see and understand things. It's mingling with people and it is engaging with people, but it's on a local level. It's like instead of being on Facebook arguing or on Twitter arguing globally, which is not going to work right now. It's maybe not going to work for, I don't know, decades to come, where the global landscape is oppressive. See what justice is still lacking, right? Because justice is still on deck. It's still on deck and it might be on deck for a while, but this is what needs to be talked about, is about how still justice, fairness. No, I don't even want to say justice, I want to say fairness still needs to be addressed. But we're never going to get there unless there is that conversation that happens amidst all of the awful, terrible, oppressive environment that we're going to be living through. So amidst this awful, terrible environment that we're going to be living through, everybody has a duty, and I say this with like a sort of like wow, a duty? You expect me to do anything at this point? Like, I've already done as much as I can, but we are encouraged to converse, mingle, and still try to over time get people to see how there has not been fairness, you know, especially again going back to the beginning, for the little guy, for the guy at the very bottom who has to do all the physical labor. There has not been fairness for those people, and the billionaires don't care. The billionaires are perfectly happy making the people at the bottom scrape by, because that's really what keeps them in power. So the only way that we're going to erode away at that culture is to slowly, on a local level, change people's minds. And that happens slowly, it happens behind closed doors, and it all happens while we are in a seemingly sort of like negative environment. Well, I think that a lot of signs could use this particular advice. I don't think this advice is just for Sagittarius. I might make this a Sagittarius Plus video, because I think everybody could use this advice, not just you guys, not just you Sagittarius. You guys are just idealists, and maybe that's why you're hurt more than the average person, because you have such a strong ideal. You know, you guys shoot for the moon, basically. And when that fails, it's a huge letdown. And that's where we're all at right now. So, I think that's it, guys. Sagittarius, thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys got something out of that. If you did, leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to check out my Patreon account, by the way. Just started a Patreon account. I've got more readings, so you can find out more stuff about Sagittarius if you want on there. Links should be below. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.